This is Amud Yomi Gemara and Shabbos Daf Nun Gimel Amud Beis. I'm holding in the very top of Nun Gimel Amud Beis. Amar Mar, continuing discussing the aforementioned Brisa. Amar Mar, that the animal's not allowed to walk out like b'kemiya aval bishu mumcha. Even if the kemiya is a mumcha, which means the kemiya is known to work this amulet, still the animal's not allowed to wear it on Shabbos. Asks the Gemara, why is this true? Which clearly implies a mumcha shaber dami. If it is a mumcha, does work. Answers the Gemara, no, that's what our price is referring to, a kameya she'ena mumcha. Says the Gemara, that's ridiculous. He says explicitly that it's a mumcha. Says the Gemara, no, there's different levels of mumcha. Mumcha la'adam and a mumcha le'behema means the mumcha for people, but we don't know that it works for animals. Says the Gemara, does that exist? Answers the Gemara, of course, in Adam mazel misayele, human beings, you didn't have mazel, so it could help. Mazel, loy misayele, therefore it potentially cannot help. Says the Gemara, then what does it mean that chamer behema adam is a mechumra of a behema than a person? Really, it's the same thing. That if the kamea works, it could go out. Just we don't know if it works for the behema. So it's not a chumra of a behema. Answers the Gemara, misar is that kamea kaya sandal kaya. It's going in the case of the sandal. Continues the Gemara, going back to what we saw yesterday, which was that you're allowed to do things to alleviate the tsar of a behema. Tashema sakin sachin u'mefarkasin la'adam. 10 lines down, the first one line is mefarchasin. You're allowed to anoint with oil, scrape off a scab of a person, but my love, says the Gemara, Dika Mako Misham Tsar, and yes, we see that you're not allowed to do something to alleviate the tsar of the behema. Answers the Gemara, Loi, Digomer Maka, the Maka finished. Umisham Tainig. And why are you doing it? To give the animal pleasure. That's why it's aser. Tashma, another kasha behema shachsa dama behema that has fever. And Rabbi Dinois Abimayim Bishul Shadistani, you're not allowed to put it into water to cool it off. Whereas Adam shachsa dam, Mamidim Abimayim Bishul Shadistani. So what do we see? We see you're not allowed to do something to get rid of the tsar of the behema. Amar Ula Gzir Mishim Slichas Amanim is a very important line of Ula. Says Ula by a person. The reason why it is aser, by behema, the reason it is also according to Ula, is because Gzeir Darabanan, you might come to grind up medicine for the animal. Ihachi Adam Nami should be aser. Says the Gemara, no, because Adam near a kemikar. It looks like you're just cooling yourself off. Ihachi behema Nami near a kemikar. Answers the Gemara, ein mekar lebehema. There's no such thing as an animal going in to chill in the water. Says the Gemara, one sec. Is there even going to be a gzeir in the first case for a behema? Vatani, we learned in a brisa. You let it call the animal, it will come. And we don't make gzeir that you might bring it back with your hand. So we see that we don't extend gzeiras further when it comes to behemos. So why by the refuah would we say that we would? That's the case that is going to be mutter. Says the Gemara, fine. But guess what? Schikas hamamanim that Ula answered, that's why it's aser by behema. Says the Gemara of Nachum bar Yitzchak in the first white line, Amar, Schikas hamamanim, gufa tanahi. That itself is a machlokes tanayim. The Tanya behema shachla karshinim. A behema is sick because they eat too much food. Lo yirten b'chatz b'shilta disrapeh. Cannot make a run around in the chutzner so that the bowels will be loose. In Rav Yishaya matir, Darish Rava, look Rav Yishaya, that it is mutter, that dafko by behema we're more makel, and the reason being, the Mefarshim explain, is because by behema we're not worried that person is going to be so preoccupied, Adam Bahal, to get his behema better, therefore we don't make the gzera. But in reality, we do make the gzera, which is the reason why there's an isra refuah when it comes to people, one is not allowed to take medicine unless he's cholik kol gufay, but a regular little minor headache can't take medicine. Why can you not take medicine? Because we're afraid if you allow you to take medicine, you're going to come to grind herbs and make herbal remedies, etc., etc. We continue 3 lines into the wide lines. Amar Mar, quoting the Brayso, Ask the Gemara about Tanya, why are you telling me that the goat cannot have the udders covered with a pouch? The Brayso said it could. The second price, which has its mutter, is where it's tied tightly onto the udder. Are you saying there's no Tanayim? Tanayim, says Rabbi Yosef, what's your kasha? So like is Tanayim, the Tanan, he's in Yoitzes Terurais. Goats could go out with a pouch tied in their udders. Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Kulan, Chutzman, Arachilis, Ekvunois. Rabbi Yudaim, he's in Yoitzes Terurais, the Yabish, Avlo Lechalev. So we see there's a chilik in Tanayim. So teretz number 2 is, it's not a stira at all, it's different Tanayim. Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Yudav, Lekasha, Kan Liabish, Kan Lechalev, Lechalev. It depends on why you're putting the pouch on the goat. If you're doing it to dry it off, then it's going to be mutter. If you're doing it to collect the milk, then it's going to be aser. Tanya, we learned in Abraisa, Amar Rav Yehuda, Ma'isa b'izim b'santochya, shedadein gasin, they had very large udders, v'islam kisim kidesh lo yisartu dadeim, so that their dadim would not become punctured, and that was the case that they were mekel. Tanu Rabbanon. Once we're on the topic of interesting dadim, interesting udders of a behema, we segue slightly. We're about 10 lines into the white lines, the 2 dots at the end of the line. Ma'isa. Be'echad shemeisa ishta, a person's wife died. First one line is be'echad. Meniach ben lina, can he had a child to nurse? And he couldn't hire a nurse, he didn't have any money. And the husband's breast opened up like the breast of a woman. He nursed his child. How great is this verse? Because they have such incredible nace. How lowly is this person? The whole world had to be changed on his behalf. You see how difficult Parnasa is. Sheneshanu of Sidrei braces, we had to change the whole world just to support, just to feed one little kid. Miracles happen, but food is not created from nowhere. Another story. He married a woman that didn't have any hands. He did not realize that her hand was missing till the day of her death. How tznuah was this woman? Her husband didn't even notice that she didn't have any hands. The fact that she was sneaky, she's supposed to be. But says Rav Chia, look at her husband, how great he was. He didn't recognize his wife's hand was missing. Rams could go out attached. My levuvin, I'm Rav Yehuda, tutri means tied together in pairs. How do you know the word levuvin means pairs together? The slave levavtini achoisi chala. That what does it mean? It's the leather tied over the ram's hearts. Why? A little bit of a protective jacket so that the wolves don't jump on top of them. But then why is it dafka din says Gemara on the Zcharim? The wolves will jump on any of the sheep. Why? Because the males are at the beginning of the flock, and those are the ones that are going to get attacked. What? The wolves scare? They only attack at the beginning, they're not going to attack at the end of the flock? Because the males are fatter. When a cave is like the Shamni, those such thing as a fat sheep. The wolves know the difference. The male sheep, they're attacked. Why? Because they hold up their nose and they walk while looking from side to side. Therefore, whatever the way they walk, it antagonizes the wolves, and that's why they attack the male sheep. That's why they had a dafka tie on these leather items to save them. We'll pick it up from Nachum Bar Yitzchak, B'siyata Dishmaya.